In 2020, Mookie Betts signed a $365 million contract, the biggest moment of his life.
Mookie Betts, the 27-year-old star outfielder, again agreeing to a 12-year extension with the Los Angeles Dodgers.
But when the cameras caught him on that phone call, he wasn't talking to his agent, his teammates, or even his wife. He was talking to a woman who once had to choose between paying rent and keeping his baseball dreams alive. This is Diane Betts, and this is the story that will change how you see America's nicest superstar forever. Nashville, Tennessee, 1999. 7-year-old Mookie Betts is obsessed with three things: basketball, bowling, and baseball. But his single mother, Diane, is obsessed with just one thing: making sure her son never feels like he's missing out because his father isn't around. The stakes: Diane is working 3 jobs: overnight cleaning at office buildings from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., weekend shifts at restaurants, and anything else that pays cash. Because in Nashville, if you want your kid to play competitive baseball, it's not just about talent, it's about money. And Diane Betts didn't have any. But what she does have is something more powerful than money. She has a promise she made to herself the day Mookie was born. "My son will never know what it feels like to have a dream die because we couldn't afford it." Here's what makes this story different from every other athlete's success story you've heard. This isn't about a kid who was naturally gifted and everything came easy. This is about a mother who literally chose homelessness over giving up on her son's dream. And it happened more than once. Let me paint you a picture of what Mookie's childhood actually looked like. While other kids in Nashville were focused on country music or football, Diane was driving her son to a different world entirely. Every Tuesday and Thursday, 45-minute drive to elite baseball training. Cost $150 per month. They didn't have. Every weekend, travel tournaments across the Southeast. Cost $300 to $500 per tournament, plus gas, plus food, plus everything else. But here's the part that'll break your heart. Diane worked the night shift specifically so she could be available for Mookie's day games, 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., cleaning corporate offices in downtown Nashville. Then she'd race home, shower in 10 minutes, and drive Mookie to his 9 a.m. games. Other parents would see her nodding off in the stands and judge her. Why is that mom always sleeping at games? They had no idea she'd been scrubbing floors for 8 hours straight just to be there. And Mookie, he was special, but he wasn't a prodigy. He was small for his age, played multiple positions, and honestly, there were kids on his team who looked more promising. But Diane saw something others didn't. Not just talent, but character, work ethic, the way he treated teammates, the way he handled failure. She'd tell him every night, "Baby, talent is common, character is rare, and we're going to build both." Here's a secret most baseball fans don't know. While Mookie excelled in baseball and was the state's top bowler, he was also the district MVP in basketball and hit over 500 his senior year in baseball with significant power and stolen bases, suggesting he was an elite all-around athlete. He was a phenomenal multi-sport athlete who could have gone pro in bowling. And bowling made financial sense. Immediate scholarship money, no travel expenses, no tournament fees, no risk. Diane could finally breathe. But in 2009, Mookie had to make a choice. The bowling scholarships were real and available. The baseball dream was expensive and uncertain. Most parents would have pushed their kid toward the sure thing. Not Diane. She sat Mookie down and said something that still gives me chills. "Son, I didn't work 3 jobs for 5 years so you could take the easy path. I worked 3 jobs so you could chase the impossible path. What does your heart tell you?" Mookie chose baseball. Diane chose to keep sacrificing, and that decision would cost them everything they had left. Spring 2005, Mookie is 12 years old and playing in the most important tournament of his young career, the Perfect Game National Championship in Georgia. College scouts are watching. This could change everything. But 3 days before they're supposed to leave, Diane gets the call every single parent dreads. The tournament director calls. "Mrs. Betts, there's been a change. The entry fee has increased to $500. Due immediately, no exceptions." Diane looks at her bank account, $500 exactly. She also looks at her rent notice on the kitchen table, also $500, also due immediately. For the first time in Mookie's life, his mother can't figure out how to make the math work. She spends 3 hours at that kitchen table, trying to find money that doesn't exist. She calls her sister. "Can you loan me $500? Her sister is struggling too. She calls her mother. "Mom, I need your help." Her mother is on a fixed income. That night, 12-year-old Mookie finds his mom crying in the kitchen. real tears, the kind of crying that scares kids because they've never seen their superhero parent break down. Mookie says, "Mom, what's wrong?" And Diane tries to explain without scaring him. "Baby, the tournament costs more money than we have. And if we go, we might lose our apartment." Most 12-year-olds would panic. Most would say, "Let's not go." But Mookie looks at his mother and says something that still makes Diane cry when she tells the story. "Mom, we don't have to do this. I can play high school baseball. It's okay. I don't want you to worry about money because of me." And Diane looks at her son, this 12-year-old kid trying to protect his mother from his own dreams, and she makes the decision that would change both their lives forever. "No, baby, we're going to that tournament, even if we have to live in the car, even if we lose everything, because some things are more important than security. Your dreams are more important than my fear." She writes the check, $500, the entire safety net gone. The drive to Georgia was the longest 3 hours of Diane's life. Every mile she's thinking, what if this doesn't work out? What if we get evicted? What if I just destroyed our lives for a 12-year-old's baseball tournament? But when they arrive at the Perfect Game National Championship, something magical happens. This isn't Little League anymore. These are the best 12-year-old players in America. College scouts with clipboards, professional scouts taking notes. First at bat, Mookie strikes out. Diane's heart sinks. Did I just risk everything for this? Second at bat, ground out to shortstop. Third at bat, pop fly to center field. By the fourth inning, Diane is questioning everything. Other kids are hitting home runs. Other kids are making spectacular plays. Mookie looks ordinary. But then, bottom of the sixth inning, something clicks. Mookie steps into the batter's box, and for the first time all tournament, he looks relaxed. The pitcher throws a fastball. Mookie turns on it. Home run. Not just any home run, a bomb. 350 feet. The scouts look up from their phones, the other parents stop talking, and Diane starts crying again, but this time they're tears of relief. After the game, 3 college scouts approach Diane. "Mrs. Betts, we'd like to talk about your son's future. That $500 gamble just became the best investment she ever made. High school changes everything. Suddenly Mookie isn't just Diane's son with a dream, he's a legitimate prospect. College scouts are calling the house. Baseball magazines are writing articles. The pressure is real. But the expenses get bigger too. Elite travel teams cost $5,000 per year. Showcase tournaments cost $1,000 each. Private coaching costs $100 per hour. Diane is now working 4 jobs just to keep up. Friends start telling her, "Diane, you're killing yourself. Maybe it's time to be realistic." But Diane has seen too much to quit now. She's seen the scouts. She's seen Mookie's potential. She's invested too much to stop believing. And Mookie, he's becoming everything she believed he could be. All-state in baseball, all-conference in basketball. Honor roll student, the perfect kid who never complains about their financial struggles. But the most beautiful part isn't his athletic success. It's watching him become the man Diane raised him to be. Humble, hardworking, grateful. He starts working part-time jobs to help with expenses. He never asks for anything. He just keeps getting better. June 6, 2011, MLB Draft Day. After 14 years of sacrifice, 14 years of choosing dreams over security, everything comes down to this moment. Diane has taken the day off work, the first time in years. They're gathered at the same kitchen where she once cried over a $500 decision. Round 1, no Mookie. Round 2, no Mookie. Round 3, no Mookie. Diane starts to panic. What if no one drafts him? What if we sacrificed everything for nothing? Round 4, still no Mookie. Other families are celebrating. The Betts family is holding their breath. Round 5, the phone rings. Diane's hands are shaking so badly she can barely answer. "Mrs. Betts, this is the Boston Red Sox. We'd like to select your son in the 5th round of the MLB draft." Diane drops the phone. She starts crying so hard she can't speak. Mookie picks up the phone. "Hello? This is Mookie." The Red Sox scout says, "Congratulations, son, you're gonna be a professional baseball player." The signing bonus, $750,000, more money than Diane had made in the previous 15 years combined. But when the check arrives, something beautiful happens. Mookie tries to give his mother the money. "Mom, you never have to work again." But Diane refuses. "Baby, this is your money. You earned this. I just did what any mother would do." She keeps working, not because she has to, but because that's who she is. The woman who taught her son that dreams aren't given, they're earned. Today, Mookie Betts is worth $70+ million. He won the AL MVP award in 2018 with the Boston Red Sox. He has won multiple World Series championships. specifically in 2018 with the Red Sox and in 2020.
Probably dreamed about winning the World Series. Tonight you're a world champion. Describe how that feels.
It's amazing. I mean, it's a dream come true. AC told us from the first day in spring training we can do it, and we believe in ourselves, we believed in him, and we went out and executed.
2024 and 2025 with the Dodgers.
Start the party, Los Angeles! Your Dodgers have won the World Series!
Bringing his total count to 4 rings. Looking a little chippy, but if you ask him what his greatest accomplishment is, he'll tell you it's making his mother proud. He still calls Diane after every single game, win or lose, good game or bad game, because he knows that everything he's accomplished started with a woman who was willing to risk everything for a 12-year-old's dream. And Diane, she retired from the Tennessee Department of Transportation. She sits in the stands wearing a custom Dodgers jersey that says Betts Mom on the back. And she cries every time Mookie gets a hit. This is why Mookie Betts is the way he is. This is why he never complains, never causes drama, never takes anything for granted. Because he learned from the strongest person he's ever known that dreams aren't given, they're earned, one sacrifice at a time. And in Diane's house in Nashville, hanging on the wall next to Mookie's MVP trophy is a framed copy of that $500 tournament check from 2005. The check that almost broke them. The check that made them everything they are today. If the story gave you chills, you need to subscribe right now, because there are dozens of athletes with stories just like this. Stories of parents who sacrificed everything. Stories that will change how you see your favorite players forever.